Hello. Hello, are we here? I think we are. I sound really quiet. I'm trying to raise my mic a little bit. Is that better? Is that better? Hi, J&J is already here. Because I told you, but anyways. We are back in Xplane. This is like a monthly record. Like 3 streams, 1 month. Like, bro. Stream is pretty laggy. But whatever. Nothing I can do about it. So with this stream we're doing Madrid to... I don't even know what it's called. Where is the terminal? There is no terminal. Anyways, we're doing Madrid to... I forget what it's called. Like Algiers, something like that. But we're flying from Spain down to Algeria. So, yeah. I'm going to try and take a more educational approach on this stream. Because I know people are trying to learn how to fly the Zibo 737. I'm all down for teaching. So, I'm going to just go over my basic checklist and like the FMS and stuff. I will be going a little quick, so I don't want the stream to take like 4 hours, but I will not be going like rapid. So let's just hop straight into it. So, Algiers. I still don't know how to say it even with the pronunciation thing. But here we are, in the cockpit. I'd also recommend making your camera angles like this, so you can just switch around, get to where you need to get to really quick. It's really helpful. You do that by right control and your numbers on the right side of your keyboard. That's how you assign them. So, let's just immediately start by getting into the basics of starting it up. Now there is a checklist right... Well, it's up there, but I can't grab it for some reason. So we're gonna start by going to ground services and GPU connect. There we go. So you can see right there inside that baggage car is a ground power truck. So if we come to the top now, we can close this hatch. That's our battery. I'm going to raise my volume a little bit. Go to joystick and move that back to roll. There we go. So we're going to turn the ground power on. That way we're not using our battery voltage, which would probably explode the aircraft if we used that for too long. So, after that, what we do now is I just like to turn the panel lights off. Like you can see, you can have them on. I usually have them on at night because it looks cool. But I just have them off during the day because it looks cool. So that's that. Emergency lights, I turn them on. I put the chimes on. Position, strobe, and steady lights on as well. That's like a sign like, oh, this guy's setting up the aircraft. He's preparing it. Then I get my hydraulic power on, then window heat. I'm recording this for myself so I don't forget. Nice. I like to put this voltage sign on battery here and this one on ground power. It's just more realistic. I almost forgot to set up the IRS. You want to make sure you do that immediately. So at the top you put these knobs to nav. And then even higher, this knob, if you put this on HDG STS, you can see how long it will take for the IRS to align. So it's going to take us 7 minutes to align it, which is usually how long it takes to set up the aircraft anyway, so that's fine. So at this point we can get ready to start up the FMS. So the FMS is really straightforward actually. It's really easy. So, you might see like nav date, out of date, just click clear. If you get any other messages in there, just click clear. So first we're going to click FMC, top right, top left. And then it gives you some aircraft info like the model, nav data, all of that. But we don't care about that, we're going to go to the, it even tells you like the engine rating, that's interesting. The ILS, the IRS. The ILS is landing stuff. When you did it yesterday, it wasn't working. What wasn't working? Oh, the IRS. Are you talking about like this stuff? Yeah, IRS. Yeah, your IRS are these panels right here. You have to align them you have to make sure that these are on nav. If they're not on nav, then they're not going to line up. And this is not required, this is just so you can see how long it's going to take. So you probably had like one of these on like ATT or something. You have to confirm they're both on nav and not aligned. I don't know why Boeing made it like that, but that's just how it is. So we're going to go to pause in it. So our reference airport. I did that yesterday and then it kept restarting the timer. Yeah, if you like mess it up once, it will usually restart the timer. I don't know why, but it's just how it is. So our reference airport, that's the airport we're currently at. So we're at Madrid, so we are at LEMD. Put that in there. If you don't know your airport ICAO code, just search up, like if you're in JFK airport, just search up like JFK airport IACO, and then you'll be able to find it. So now we're going to go to the next page. We're going to grab these numbers, just put them in our scratch pad. This is just our position. So our IRS position, we can just put it right in there. It's essentially copy and paste. Gate, you can do that if you want. It doesn't really matter though. So route, we're going to put our origin right in here. It's already in our scratch pad, so that's good. So I do not remember our arrival ICAO code, so I'm going to come to my Av tab and charts. I actually do have a video on how to make airport charts with SimBrief, so if you want to check that out, then feel free. So here's our arrival airport. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? DAAG. Dang. By the way, when you start your plane, can you say how to do that as well? My engines were not spooling up correctly last time. I'm going to go over everything in this flight, like how to fly the Zibo from start to finish. So, DAAG, so DAG, for that. Our company route, LEMD, then DAAG01. Put that in there. That's our company route. You have to get that from SimBrief as well. You can't just put it in there with nothing in SimBrief. So our runway, we'll see what our runway is. We come to the next page, and right here you can see there's Madrid and there's our runway. So our runway is 14 right. So 14 right, put that in there. Just make sure, yep. Alright, activate. So execute and perf in it. This is our fuel information. Stream is having a lot of lag. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just Xplane and YouTube Live. So there's our cruise. Well, that info, you just literally click the button and it'll put it in there for you. I don't even know what it is. So our planned fuel. Like, I'm watching the stream on my phone. It's not as bad as it was. But, like, it's still annoying. So we're going to come back to the first page. Planned fuel. This is all of our fuel info right here. So block fuel is 14.2. Now I like to just go up to the next 100. Like even if it's just like 1 at the end, I still go to the next 100 just to be 100% sure and get that little bit of extra fuel. 17.3. Okay, you fixed it. Nice, nice, nice. It's 14.3, and I always forget to do this. Make sure you get in the habit of remembering this. Come to home, fuel weight and balance, payload. Make sure you put your fuel in right, like as soon as possible. I did not mean to do that. It's 14.3, and then you call the fuel truck. Now I have mine set on instant. I don't know how I set it on instant. I just somehow did. But the fueling process usually does take about 10-15 minutes, especially when you're on like a 6-hour flight on a 737. It will take like usually like sometimes 30 minutes to fuel. There is a setting where you can speed up fuel if you come to home. The second page, customize and configure, realism, refuel time. That is I have mine on short. I don't think it means instant, it just means faster. So now, our reserves, when you're flying the 738, it's going to be 7.2. Like, 7.2 is what it's going to be. So our cost index now is at the top right here, 23. So 23, 2, 3. There we go. So cost index is that has to do with like your wind and how much the wind is affecting your flight. So if it's if you have a lot of tailwind, your cost index will be lower. If your wind is like pushing you away, then your cost index will be higher. That's how that works. So our cruise altitude, you can get your cruise altitude by going to the first page right here. And your flight steps 360. Sometimes you might have other stuff, especially if you're on like a transatlantic flight. That's because of like wind and turbulence and stuff. If you want to be realistic, you can change your cruise altitude if you want during a flight, but I just do whatever the lowest number is. So our cruise right now is just 36,000 because 360. So 360. There we go. Actually, yeah, there we go. Let's just put that in there and then execute. And one limit, you honestly really do not need to put anything in here. I don't even know how to put stuff in here, so don't even ask me how, but I just always skip this page. So takeoff. We're going to do flaps 5 for takeoff. If you're on a shorter runway, I would recommend doing maybe flaps 10. Wait, I don't even think there are flaps 10 on this thing. Yeah, there are. Yeah, so if you are flying on a shorter runway, I would do flaps 10. That's so you can like take off in a shorter distance. But just because you're on a short runway doesn't mean you can do like flaps 30 for takeoff. That's just stupid. You'll never need flaps 30. Flaps like 15 at most. So we'll plug in our V speeds right there. And then our trim. If you're on a really new version of the Zibo, I have found that this might not actually work. But if it doesn't work, just put your trim at 5. But our trim right here is 5.25. So what does trim mean? Right here. This is our trim. So I have a little button on my joystick that just lets me push down. But if you don't have that, then you can just come to the wheel and then click down. So 5.25, like just take a rough estimate, it would be around right there. Does it matter if this is outside of the green box? Yes. If it's too far down, then the plane will want to pitch up on you during takeoff. If it's too high, then you're going to have to like pull really far back just to get the nose up a tiny bit. So you want to make sure you can get it as accurate as possible to your trim right here. So next up, departure and arrival. This is going to set up our departure star, our departure SID, and arrival star. So departure and arrival for Madrid, our departure was 14 right, and our star, we'll come to our route here, Nando 1 Bravo. So let's see, Nando 1 Bravo. Okay, so the closest thing we have to it is Nand 1B, 1 Bravo. It doesn't have to be exact 10 times out of 10. It can be a little different. If there is nothing similar in there, just don't even bother putting in a SID. You need an updated ARAC. So we're going to do NAND 1B, and we have no transition. If you were going to have a transition, it would be usually right after the SID, or anything close to the beginning of it. So that's that. So what we're going to do now is execute route, or no, not route, departure and arrival, and then we were saying ILS for runway 27. So ideally try and find ILS 27, or wait, 27? Yeah, 27. Which it looks like there is not an ILS for runway 27, so we have to do VDM 27, which is just pretty much just visual. That's almost what it means. So do we have, like, if you want, you can put that little extra waypoint in there, but I do not see one, so I'm not going to put it in there, obviously. So we'll just execute that. My throat is already getting sore from talking. Gotta get a drink later on. But now if we come to the legs page, and then see our IRS is aligned now because we actually have all of our panels completed. I like to put this on 20. This is showing how high in the air you're viewing your flight path. And then we move this knob to PLN, which is plan. You can actually follow your flight path. So there's our departure. We're going to turn, come this way. T/C, that means top of climb. That is when you're expected to reach your cruise altitude. And then you can see we're following around. And then T/D, that is top of descent. That is when your plane will start to descend. So we're going to follow, and you can see there is our arrival. But we have this. That is a discontinuity. So discontinuity is just essentially a gap in your flight plan. Like your plane doesn't know where to go. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit more, see where it actually is, which I cannot see it. Now in most versions of the Zibo, you just have to take the waypoint below and then move it up. But on this version, it doesn't work like that. You actually have to go down to and then put it in. So ALR, put it in there. It did unfortunately eliminate a waypoint, which is quite a bit of a shame, but that's the only way it works. I don't know why. But we can keep going, making sure everything looks good. And it looks good. So here is where we are ready to start up, pretty much. So, hang on, I'm doing one thing, I'm getting a little slow here. Alright. So we're going to plan our pushback now. So we said runway 14 right, I believe. I checked my runway by coming just outside, zooming out. If you have charts, then you can use your charts, but I don't use charts, I just zoom out. So we're going to look for runway 14 right, which is right there actually, 14 right. So we have a nice short taxi, which is nice because Madrid is usually the worst airport in the world to taxi through. Don't know why. So we're going to come back into the cockpit, and you're going to need to download the Better Pushback Mod. It is free, it's pretty simple to install. I'll probably make a video on how to install it in the future. But to get to it, just go to Avatab. Oh no, not Avatab. Ground Services, Better Pushback, and Pre-Plan. Now you can see exactly where you have to put your plane. So I am going to put mine right here. Nice simple pushback. And then if you're on VATSIM, I'd also recommend bringing your aircraft forward a little bit. I'm not in VATSIM, but I'm still going to do it just because it's more realistic. So we're going to press enter.
Ground to Cockpit, can acknowledge. Coming through the menu when you are ready.
So now you have to call that you're actually ready to push back. So we're going to do request
Ground to
pushback.
Cockpit, Tau is driving up.
So at this point, this is where I like to start up the APU. So you're going to want to turn on your fuel pumps, which I believe we're done refueling. Yes, we are. Alright, so you turn on your fuel pumps, and then you want to go APU right here to on, and then hold it on start mode for about 3 to 4 seconds until this gauge starts to move. So it's never going to happen unless you have like a realism mod or something. If this like little lever right here gets higher than this point, you want to turn off the APU instantly because it's going to overheat and start a fire. So that's that. So it's see low oil pressure, it's going to go back down now because it's pretty much fully started up. We're also going to turn on fast seatbelt signs.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And now we can turn on the APU generators. There we go. So now we want to turn on APU bleed. That's going to allow power to get to the engines now. If your temperature, like your cabin temperature, is like higher than 20, like 30, I would say, you're probably going to want to lower that because I don't think you want your passengers sitting in 30 degrees Celsius weather temperatures. That'd be pretty miserable. So we just gotta wait to get our pushback sign. any minute now.
Start connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
We're going to release the parking brake now, which is right here.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, now, starting up engines. Really simple. All we gotta do is bring the... If you have your packs on, you want to make sure that they're on off, because not enough power will get to the engines. So we're gonna move this knob right here to ground. So now, you should see this this number right here will start to rise. That is power getting to the engine. And you can actually see it start to spin on the outside. Perfect. So when that gets to 20, you're going to want to lift this valve right here. That will allow fuel to get into the engine. Now the engine will actually start to really turn on. So when I turn the first engine on, I usually bring my flaps down to flap 5. Okay, we said flaps 5, so we're going to do flap 5. If you did more or less, then you can configure that. And flap 5, there we go. So all of our fuel tanks are being used, so we want to make sure we turn on these two. Perfect. So when this switches back to off, which it will do automatically, you want to put it on continuous, and then switch the other one to ground. That way we can start the other engine. And also make sure you have your pressure set to what your cruise altitude is, that way you do not pass out, essentially, during flying, because you will actually start to literally lose oxygen and you will black out. You have to go down to a lower altitude while being completely blinded to get oxygen back. Set the packs to what they should be, and then, yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Just don't forget it, okay? So, forgot to introduce fuel. Introduce fuel, there we go. So you can see that engine is spinning really nice and fast. That's really good. Now this one is spinning really fast as well. It's perfect. I really am annoyed with how laggy the stream is. It's really only laggy when we're like outside. Well, it's not terrible, I guess.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Alright, set the parking brake. There we go.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
We're also going to set our autopilot altitude to what our cruise altitude is, which is obviously 36,000 feet. Just change that by using your mouse wheel or just click and hold to go really fast. So, now we will disconnect and hand signals. I also forgot to mention, I always forget to do this. We'll also turn on your yaw damper, that's really important. But you want to make sure your anti-collision light is on when you are pushing back. That way, like, things around you, like ground crew, maybe other aircraft.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
That way, like, stuff around you will know, like, this plane's getting ready to push back, we gotta get out of its way. So that's what that is. But we can leave it off now. So now we can turn on our engine generators, like that. So we're gonna turn our packs on now. So we're going to turn off the APU bleed first, and then the APU itself. If you turn off the APU first, and not the APU bleed, you can actually damage the APU system. So, you're not going to actually break it in the game, but it's just more realistic. So that isolation valve is already open, so we're good. Alright, let's test our flight controls. So this actually is something you really should do, is test your flight controls, because I have actually gone into the air and I realized that my flight controls are not actually working. So there's that. There we go. You can actually see your hydraulics and stuff if you come to this MFD page right here and click system. You can see like, your hydraulics and stuff moving. It's pretty cool. So there's a rudder one as well, but I don't use it because I don't use the rudder. Like, would, but I can't. Alright, so let's begin our taxi. Let's release the parking brake. And let's get a little bit of juice in there. Should also turn on our taxi lights. I am forgetting everything today. Alright. So we were going to runway 14 right. So that's good. We'll just head over there real quick. Oh jeez, I was not paying attention at all and almost completely missed. So let's also make sure we're going the right way. Yeah, we're good. We could have taken a little faster, but it's fine. This is like 10 seconds slower. So our runway is right there. So that's good. Alright, we probably should have stopped right there. I don't know why, but my engines are completely uneven. That's been happening ever since I had to install Xplane again. So our turn is right here. I have to use the reverses to slow down, which is definition of unrealistic, but it's whatever. Alright, we'll taxi onto the runway. One for right. Alright, so we will brought my flaps up on accident. We'll put the landing lights on, logo, and wing. So let's get some juice in there. Bring it up to 60% power. And then bring it up to 90. And then at this point, actually, forgot, also turn on your flight directors. That's really, really important. That's your autopilot and everything.
80 knots.
So let the auto throttle take over. See what I mean by the engines being completely uneven? I don't know why that happens.
D1, rotate.
Right. Rotate.
Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gears up. Alright, so we're just going to keep the climb stable.
1000.
And then at this point, I turn on the autopilot, LNAV and VNAV, and the plane is already self-automating itself. Self-automating made almost no sense, but it is self-sustaining its flight. So, you can now bring the flaps up. And the the speed brakes are somehow up. That's nice. Don't want your speed brakes up at all. So the autopilot, one more time, is when you're ready to take off, but on your auto throttle arm. And N1 sometimes doesn't work, just when you get in the air, it'll work. So then your autopilot master switch, I turn it on when I get to 1,000 feet. LNAV, VNAV. Lateral navigation, vertical navigation. And we are in a giant cloud right now. Nice. So when we can confirm that the gear is completely up, there's no lights on here, we can put it to off mode. That way we do not waste hydraulic power. Because it's going to still try to bring the gear up, which won't work because the gear is up. So you're just wasting power when you don't have to. So you don't really have to do anything until you get to 10,000 feet. When we get to 10,000 feet, that's when we turn like some lights and stuff off. My explanations so far haven't really been too clear, but it's fine. So 10,000 feet, come up to the top, turn our landing lights off, position strobe, and turn all the lights off except for your logo lights and your anti-collision lights. I'm back. I went AFK and recorded the tutorial. Did you cover the autopilot yet? Yeah, I did, but I can go over it like really briefly. When you're ready to take off, turn on your... Well, you want to make sure your flight directors are on, or else your autopilot won't work at all. Your flight directors are right here, and right here. And then when you're ready to take off, you want to turn on your auto throttle, and then your N1. If that doesn't work, then it's fine. You can just manually bring up the throttles, and then when you get in the air, it'll be working. And then when I get to 1,000 feet, that's when I turn everything on. So autopilot engage, you want to make sure it's the top left one. And then LNAV, VNAV, you're good. That is it. LNAV is lateral navigation, VNAV is vertical navigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you.
So let's look at this. Those clouds. Oh yeah. Much easier than the 320. Yeah, just Airbus autopilot in general is pretty annoying. That's why I love the 737. It's like my second favorite Boeing plane. It's so easy to use. We're cruising through 16,000 feet. So I remember you were questioning the air traffic control. This is where you're... Alright, you're gonna head out and come back later. Alright, see ya. I don't know if you want to listen to this, but you were questioning the air traffic control. This is where all you use is your FMS, because your FMS will guide you through your flight plan. So you can see right now we are heading to D1070. That's right here. That's that waypoint. Then after that, the plane is going to fly itself directly to Nando, which is the next waypoint. And then after that, Mingu, then Obosi. Don't even know how to say it. Because if we zoom out, you can see it's guiding us through. It's just going to follow our flight plan. And that's only if you have LNAV and VNAV off. All you have to do is just have those two on, and then you're good. And the plane will even know when to descend. Like, you just gotta set the altitude to lower. It'll come to top of descent, and then you're good. So that's just how the FMS guides you through. Does it auto-assign the waypoints on the FMC? If you put in your company route, it'll put all the waypoints in for you. That's why I do company routes all the time. It just makes things so much easier and so much faster. Otherwise, you'd have to put all the waypoints in manually. It's really easy to mess up on that. So that's why I don't do that. So we just stay on the legs page so we can view all of our waypoints as we go. I don't know how to do company. It's just when you go to SimBrief, I have a video on it. If you go to SimBrief, you make your flight plan and save it. You just scroll down and find the Xplane company route, and then put that into your FMS plans folder. I don't know if I showed how to put that in the FMS plans folder. I might have, but it's really easy when you get the hang of it. So right now, we pretty much don't really have to do anything until top of descent. I mean, when we get to our cruise altitude, we turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. But other than that, that is it from now on. You did that when you did Buffalo to Atlanta? Yeah, you did. That's why I pin my FMS plans to my quick access on my file explorer. That way I can just make the flight plan, plop it right in there without having to go locate it. Okay, perfect. Nice flight. Thank you. But yeah, the FMS plan, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. I want to make more like high quality tutorials on like an Xplane11. Everything you need to know to fly like really nicely on Xplane. So let's see, where are we right now? We are flying the right way. Remember last time on the long haul we were flying the wrong way for like an hour? Gonna try it on yourself now. Come back later, see ya. Alright, see ya. Thanks for stopping by. So there is Madrid right here. Now we are going to head to Africa. Alright, to anyone watching right now, I am going to go AFK for probably a few minutes. Going to get some lunch, then I'll be back. So I will return shortly.
10,000 to go.
Alright, I am back. Food's still cooking, but it's taking forever, so we're gonna come back. We're definitely at our cruise altitude right now, so I'm going to turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. They should have been off for like forever ago. It's no one's even watching right now, so it's great. Top descent isn't around it. Let's say maybe around 90-ish miles. So if we're going 250 knots, it's like how fast is that? 270 something miles per hour. So if that's 90, then like my NA math, that was absolutely terrible. I'm not even gonna try and do that again. I don't even know how much a knot is, like how much a mile per hour is in a knot. I think it's like 1.15, something like that. My speed metricness transitions are, like I said, really bad. It's pretty cool, actually. No, watch that top descent. All right, I'm gonna go check on my sphere real quick. I'm not gonna put the AF screen up because I can be back soon. I am back finally. I was not expecting that to take that long. I actually came up and paused my scene. But we're back finally. I don't even know if anyone's watching. Someone's watching. I don't know who that is. Our top descent is in about 50 miles away. What we are going to do is we are going to set our altitude to 10,000 as miles too low. I didn't even see, but we have begun our descent into... I can't even remember where we're going to. That is bad. I can't remember anything. Interesting. I feel like we're descending a little early, but... No, we're not. No, we're good. We're good. Descending through 28,000 feet. The music has turned off, so I'm going to go black screen. From here, turn on. I've got to change my keybind to bring the stream back. It's a screenshot thing. Oh my god, look at that. That looks beautiful. Do that. It's obnoxious. Alright, let's see this. So, can we see it on our map yet? Oh yeah, we can. There's the airport right there. We're taking probably... We're landing on this runway. That's like probably the worst one to land on. Just saying. We're getting pretty close. You can see the the coast pretty well now. Let me see. I think there's the city. I don't know. Really hard to see.
$1,000 to go.
Alright, 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Max lights on. Collision strobe lights on. Anti-collision off. Wing on. Alright. Let's do this. So I'm assuming we're going to come like this. Maybe we're going to take a turn here, and then we'll come in for the runway. Because this is our runway right here. That's where we're landing. I don't know why. We could so easily take an ILS landing right here on 2-3, but I'm not asking questions. I also probably should have turned this back on. You could probably bring this down a little bit. There we go. Still can't really see too much. can't even see the field. Usually the field is... Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's it. 100%. Or is it? I don't know. Could be it. It should be, like, straight ahead from us. I feel like we're like really low right now, but like we're at the perfect altitude. Think of this. Go camp. There's the sun coming over. I believe. Yeah, that's Madrid. We're in the Mediterranean Sea. Giants. North Africa. I think over there is Spain. Just think we've only been through one country so far. Actually, not 100% sure if that's valid. That might not be true. I think it is. Our next country is obviously going to be Algeria. I was tempted to fly to Morocco, just because I've never flown there before. At all. I've flown out of there actually, like a ton, but not into there. Okay, so we're in position for ILS, but we're not using ILS, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Alright, sending 6,000. Speed brakes come out a tiny bit. Yeah, drag required. Speed brakes will essentially just make your wings larger. More things for airflow. It was like about 10 seconds of stream delay. I think I actually just got rid of it. I'm assuming our descent rate is going to break a little bit because we are getting, I guess we're getting close. I still can't see the airport, and that's like it's not good. Let's set our altimeter. I should probably do that before I forget. Altimeter 3006. I can't even tell. That is, so that's really nice. There we go. Okay. 3008. 3006. Okay. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. That's what we want, okay. So we're gonna come back up here, we're gonna set our landing altitude to 100. Because that is our airport elevation. That's what it's going to be, at least. I am sleepy. There's the... Yeah, that's the airport. Can we see the runway? Let's see if we can. Nice. So we're probably going to take manual control of the autopilot. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Should check that first. Whatever. There.
2,500.
1,000 to go.
Hold it right there. Swear I wish we could just use ILS. Can't. So we're flying parallel with the runway. So the runway is right there. So we're gonna just fly this way for a few minutes, and then we're gonna spin around. Guess we can lower that a bit more. There we go. Plug my throttle back in. If I can get to it. Oh God. Oh jeez. So we are taking manual, almost manual control, but not quite. Oh wait, that's not our runway. I was like, why does that look so good? That's our runway. Okay. So we're going to descend a little bit. Alright, 500 feet per minute, that seems pretty reasonable. Right, 800, 500 is not a lot. We're going to start to take our turn. We're going to slow down by a lot, actually. God, we are fast. Okay. Just in time again. Dude, what is it? It's just me. No, you're not. I was about to say you're probably just watching and saying that when I'm about to land, but like the viewer count goes up when you come.
1,000 to go.
So like, I don't know. Alright. Bring the flaps down. Yeah, I know you left, but like, I don't know, it's just way too perfect. Like time your PC is downloading. So how are you downloading stuff for that long? I mean, that's reasonable, but like, no. Just no.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Bridge, altitude set.
Bring more flaps on. Still can't see the runway. Bring the gears down. Updating gear wheel. Oh, okay. I still can't see the runway. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so we want to take a little right turn. Alright. And do I keep your tires every time you touch the 737? I mean, you gotta get used to it. It's a single bogey aircraft. Or 2 times the front gear collapse. That's a little, like just more, it's not even like, bruh, it's just like how. Alright, we've got to follow our glide slope. We are getting pushed off a little bit. Alright. Airspeed is low. Alright, we'll fix that.
500.
1,000 to go.
We are very low, so we definitely want to... We'll just max up the flaps completely. You've really got to... Alright, yeah, that's better. Alright, I'm not going to read chat for a minute. Probably get on auto brakes. Go auto brake too, because this is a kind of a long runway.
400.
Alright, engine power is even, that's good.
300.
300. Alright, let's get lined up a little bit better. We are low, so we're gonna...
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a rough one. Alright. Reverses out, speed brakes out. Butter, not really.
80 knots.
Alright. Manual braking, come on. There we go. That is that. We're getting very unlucky with our ILS. We have not gotten any ILS runways like at all. That's annoying. Alright, let's get the APU fired up. Right when you touch down, I was not mentioning like any tutorials. I should have. That was not an educational approach at all. Alright. When you touch down, you want to turn on your APU, because when you turn off the engines, you won't have any power if it's not on. Alright, bring the flaps and stuff up. So So let's see, we've got to find an exit, which there's one. So we have to go all the way back then. So AP should be ready, there it is. Alright, landing lights off. All the lights can actually come off with the taxi lights. Alright, we're gonna take a right turn. This will also slow us down, so that's good. That was a pretty nice approach, other than the fact that like it was very like, unrealistic. Alright, let's taxi through here. Get a little juice in there because we were going pretty slow. Alright, there's the terminal. I love this, it's so real. Dude, the stream is so laggy. Okay, I'm not in an external view. Alright. Ground speed. What the heck? I put in power and it slowed it down. Interesting. Alright. I'm gonna say that landing was like a minus 280 FPM, something like that. I don't know. Probably a little bit more, honestly. Air Europe, most underrated airline you will ever find, bro. I don't know why, but I cannot control the brakes at all. That's pretty annoying. Alright, we're gonna go to a gate. We're just gonna take this one, that is a double gate, so actually no, it's not. Take Whiskey 23. This is a nice terminal. I like it. I mean, it's just a giant box, but I mean, hey, it's a box. Looks nice. Right. That's like everything in Xplane, just a giant box. If you think about it, yeah. I have to try to do the parking brake from here. I don't know why. I can't control it from my keyboard. I was about to just smash random buttons on my keyboard to try and find it, but I realized that's probably a terrible idea. For a lot of reasons, alright. Pull forward a tad. Actually, you should probably pull up forward a lot. Because we want to get the jet bridge to the door. Right there. Perfect. So Engine 2 and engine 1. Go text light off. Fasten seatbelt sign off. Chimes off. Fuel pumps can come off. Engine power off. Packs off. AP bleed off. Window heat can come off. That should have been on Gen 2, but it's fine with 2. APU gen. Yaw damper off. Draw the power off. Emergency exit lights off. IRS off. Alright, that is that flight. From start to finish. Pretty well. Like, really well, actually. But now, it's time to watch the replay. Yay, okay. So we're going to come... So I'm going to hit this thing. This was really scuffed because I did descend like a lot faster than I wanted to at this point. Like we were like 100 feet too low right here. Just at the tiniest amount of juice, and then pulled up, and we actually managed to land like really nicely on the touchdown zone. Oof, yeah, that was a slammer. Eesh. Reverses came out in the follow aviation, you know, that shouldn't happen. Let's look at it from the cinematic camera. Incoming. Landing. That actually looked smooth from that angle. Nice. Let's look at it from the wing. Oh yeah, you can tell we slam it. And we managed to slow down. A nice landing. I'll take that landing any time of day. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is, I think, where we're going to call it probably for today. Let's get here. I'm also going to put on some nice outro music. Let's do this. So, thank you to everyone who popped in for the stream. That was really fun. Probably going to do another stream maybe sometime during the week, maybe during the weekend. I don't know, but expect another stream to come soon. Probably going to be doing streams a lot more. So, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can hit it by mid-February. That'd be fun. So, yeah. Not much more to say. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.